Hi everyone, I'm Christy with pk1kids.com, and if you are looking for a literature-based curriculum for your homeschool, well, you probably already have Sonlight on your radar. If you are looking particularly for a history curriculum for your upper elementary kids, well, I'm going to show you through Sonlight's Intro to American History, Year 1 of 2. This is their Bible, History, Literature Package D. I'm going to show you everything that comes in this package. I'm also going to show you their instructional guide, what it looks like on a sample day's lesson plan. And so you can see how this would flow throughout your particular homeschool day with your unique family situation. And I'm also going to share with you a few things that we really liked about this particular curriculum. At the end of this video, you're probably going to have a really good idea of whether or not Sonlight's Intro to American History Year 1 of 2 is going to be a great choice for your family and become one of your favorite history curriculums. All right, so let's go through the components of this particular curriculum package from Sonlight. The core component, which is your IG, your instructional guide. Your instructional guide comes in a packet, and then you take it out and you put it in this big binder here. And then in the binder, you have different tabs for each week of the year. And then this is helpful if you have other subjects that you purchase from Sonlight, you can add those subjects in that same in the same binder, so you really can just open and go. So if you have not seen the instructional guide before, here's what it looks like. And it breaks down for every single week. It shows you what to do every day of the week. And then on the back, it goes through that you're doing and lists all your discussion questions and what you're supposed to be doing on the timeline and also on the map, which is really helpful. And then in the back of the binder, you have a couple other sections that have the discussion questions for the read alouds and the readers. Okay, so for the Bible component of this curriculum, you have the Discoverer's Bible here, and also the American Indian Prayer Guide. So you'll be reading Bible passages, and then you'll be learning about a Native American tribe, and then doing some guided prayer for the tribe. And then also every week you'll pick a different track on this CD. This is the Sing the Word CD. So you'll be practicing or listening to different tracks on here every week. All right, this package also includes this book here. This is the Children's Introduction to Poetry. And so you will be studying some poetry a little bit here and there every week. And the package also includes this big laminated map. This is double-sided. So on one side, you have a map of the United States. And on the other side, you have a map of the entire world. This is completely laminated, so you can use wet erase markers. And what you are guided to do in this curriculum is every time you learn about a place, whether it's through your history textbooks or one of the read alouds or one of the readers or anything that you're studying at all, you mark it on the map. And so that really helps your kids connect to the geography of the world and the places that they're learning about. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so you also have some textbooks that you're using. You have these two books, the Constitution of the United States and the Bill of Rights. You have this, the Beginner's American History here. So this is one of the textbooks that you're reading out of. Also, this book, this is the Landmark History of the American People from Plymouth to the West, Volume 1. This is a full color textbook here. And this is a great book here. This is the Smithsonian American History Visual Encyclopedia. So this is a great textbook. A lot of really good readings out of this book here. What's really cool about this is that you're learning different vocabulary throughout all the other things that you're currently reading. So when you're reading textbooks, and this is so great about this, is that you don't have to come up with all the different vocabulary words. Every single week in your instructional guide, it highlights different vocabulary words that your kids are going to be introduced to, or cultural references that your kids are going to be introduced to in that particular day's lesson plan, and explains them. So that is really helpful. And then, of course, the final component of this curriculum package is all the beautiful, wonderful, amazing literature that it comes with. This package comes with a ton of beautiful, expertly curated books that go along with this curriculum. And half of these are considered read aloud. So you'll read them aloud to your kids. And the other half, your kids should be reading on their own. And both sets of books come with discussion questions for the chapters that they read that day. All right, so I know when I've been looking into curriculum in the past, it's always been a little bit frustrating. I want to know exactly how it actually works throughout the day. And so I thought it might be helpful. I want to show you through like just one particular sample. So I'm going to go through, this is week 8, so just picked a random week, and I'm going to go through the first day of the week, so Monday. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but this is a 4-day curriculum. It is for grades 4 through 7, ages 9 to 12. So just kind of give you that that reference there. So I'm going to take you through what it looks like. Okay, so this is the part that I always wonder, like, okay, I see all these amazing components, thank you very much, but how does it actually work? Like, what do I do first? What do I do second? So you get this big, awesome, amazing bag. And what you're going to do is on the weekend, you're going to stuff it full of all the different books and things you're going to need for the week. Okay, this is really easy to figure out. On the instructional guide, it's going to tell you here. Let's see if I can get this on camera here. So here is week 8, right? You have your day 1, 2, 3, 4. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and it tells you exactly what to do as you're going through the day. Okay, so what you're going to do on the weekend, you're going to go through here and you're going to see all the different things that you're going to need for that week, and you're going to pack that into your amazing Sonlight bag. Then when you start your lessons on Monday morning or whenever you start, you're going to have everything right there in your bag, and you literally just pull them out one by one as you need them and go through your lessons. So this is what that looks like. Okay, obviously this is your homeschool. This is your curriculum. Once you buy it, you use it however you want, right? But here's typically how it would go. You would start with your Bible lesson, right? So in this lesson, you're going to be reading a little bit out of Luke, and then your kids are going to take that Discovery Bible, the Discoverer's Bible, and they're going to read a passage out of, let's see, Genesis. And then you guys are going to get your American Indian Prayer Guide, and this has let's see, the Delaware tribe day 1. So you're going to read a little bit out of here about the Delaware tribe, and this ends in a short prayer. So you'll pray for that particular tribe. Then you're going to work on memorization. So this week 8, your family is going to memorize Romans 12, verses 4 through 15. So, and then there's a couple sentences about a discussion for that particular verse. And then you have this then you're going to listen to, let's see, track 2 on the CD, to sing the word CD. Okay, so whatever you want to do during that time, if you're coloring or just hanging out or just praying or worshiping as a family, you'll be listening to that track. Okay, so that's your Bible lesson for the morning. Now we're moving on to your history and geography. So if this isn't helpful for you, go ahead and fast forward. But if it was me and I was looking into this curriculum, this is exactly what I would need. I want to know, how is it laid out? How do I do this? So in your history and geography section, let's see. On Tuesday, you'll read a chapter in the Beginner's American History, but on Monday, you're just reading a bit out of the Landmark History of the American People, Volume 1. So this says read chapter 2, pages 16 through 17. So it tells you exactly which pages to read. Okay, so you're reading your text here, and then it has these really cool icons on here telling you exactly what you need to do in response to this, right? So you have, you're adding some timeline figures to your timeline book, and also marking some locations on the map that correspond to what you just learned. Now, on the back of that schedule page in your IG, it literally tells you what to do, what to say, and what questions to ask. So on the back here, now this is for the entire week. Okay, so you're going to match this up with what you just read. So here's the Beginner American History and then Landmark. So that first day on Monday, you're actually reading out of the Landmark History of the American People. And so it's saying to discuss after you read, and it gives you the questions and then the possible answers. And then here it's showing you, okay, you need to add this person to your timeline and add these events to your timeline. This is what you just write in. And then here's a couple places to mark on your map and where to find it. I also didn't show you, it also comes with these pull-out maps. So these maps show you where everything is on your big map. So these maps show you, and then it has the coordinates. So on your instructional guide, it tells you it's, square C2 or whatever. And so it helps you find those on these maps. And then you can take your big giant map and mark those places on that map so your kids can help you find. Now, there is also an optional lap book project that you can get that corresponds with this history curriculum. And so they have those instructions that has it broken out alongside this plan so that you can be chipping away at your lap book throughout the year. That is optional if you want to do that with your family. Okay, so that is the history and geography portion of that first day in week 8. So that's the amount of work that would be done in that particular week. This is a 36-week curriculum. So that is, that's probably on the longer side for a year's worth of curriculum. I particularly like things that are more like 30 or 32 weeks, but the advantage is if it's 36 weeks, you're really doing small portions in each. You're really just doing a little bit in each subject and kind of plodding along through that pretty easy. Okay, so the next part of this homeschool day lesson plan would be to read one chapter out of this book. This is The Witch of Blackbird Pond. They want you to read one chapter of this. And there are also items to add to your timeline and your map from your reading for this particular day. Now, the next day on Tuesday, you're going to have, you're going to read a chapter from that, but you're also going to read from the poetry book here and discuss something about in the poetry book. Now, when you're reading those chapters, there's discussion questions that you're going to be talking about as a family. And then, of course, you can do this however you want, right? You can have them do those independently if you want them to work on reading a question and writing the answer. Or, of course, you can discuss them as a family. And then the final part of that particular day's lesson, you're going to have your kids are going to read out of this book. This is the Thanksgiving story. And there are 2 chapters in here that your kids will read on their own. And then, of course, there are discussion questions and possible answers that go along with this reading. So that's a typical day's lesson plan. I hope that's really helpful because I know that's exactly what I would want when I'm looking into a new curriculum. There are a few things we really particularly like about this, right? One, I absolutely, of course, adore the instructional guide. And I know it's kind of silly, but I really love the bag. I like that you can load up the bag with everything you're going to need for the week, over the weekend, and just kind of stick it in your living room or wherever you're going to, do your homeschool. And then when you start for the day, you literally just open your IG to that particular week that you're on and literally go just one thing at a time and work through it. Like, that's amazing. We also really, really love, of course, the literature component of this, all these beautiful books. And I mean, to be honest, when I first look at all these books and think, oh my gosh, we're going to read all these books in a year, it seems like so much. But then when you look at the instructional guide and what you're doing every day, it's literally just one chapter in this book and one chapter in that book. Very simple, and it's very easy. So I think it helps you build the discipline of reading every day to your kids and your kids reading every day. And gosh, I think that, through at the end of the year, I think your kids are just going to be bookworms, even if they weren't before you started it. So I know some of us have kids that really like to read, and some of us kind of resist a little bit. And that's actually one of the great things about being able to just adjust your curriculum the way that it works for your family, right? Like, you don't have to have your kids do the readers on their own. I think it's helpful if they are reading at least a little bit on their own. You know your kids, you know the level that they're at, but you have the flexibility if you want to read it aloud. Maybe you do a read aloud in the morning, and then maybe you read the reader like during lunchtime or something like that, or before bed or something. You have the flexibility to do however you want. I also really like that they have combined these 3 subjects, Bible, history, and literature, and that there's also, the language arts components with the vocabulary and the geography components of that, because I feel like geography is something that my family in particular struggles with. So I really like also that they've connected all these points throughout all of the different components, with the, if you're reading a reader or read aloud and it's talking about a particular place or a particular person, connecting that to the timeline that matches kind of what you're learning from your textbooks. And all right, I really hope that has helped you. I know it is hard when you're buying a big curriculum like this. And maybe if you haven't used Sonlight before, you're kind of not sure how it works. I really hope that helped you kind of walk walk you through what a typical day looks like. If you have questions, shoot me a question, a comment on this video, or reach out at pk1kids.com or on Facebook at facebook.com/pk1kids and connect with me, ask me questions. Let's have a discussion. And if I don't know the answer, I can get you the answer. I know there are a ton of people out there that use Sonlight. They also have a really good helpline. Sonlight does. So they have great customer service. If you have questions on how stuff works, give them a call. They'll walk you through this and help you choose the right package for your family and for their ages and grades and kind of where they're at. Also, if you're watching this video when it just came out, I think at the end of August of, let's see, 2022. So if you're watching this before August of 2022, go to my website at pk1kids.com, find my sponsored post. At the very end of that, there's a giveaway. You can win this entire package for free. Like, that would be amazing. I hope this review has helped you in some way. And if you want to learn more, head on over to my website at pk1kids.com and check out my sponsored post for the Sonlight Intro to American History Year 1. Also, look in the description below for the link straight to the Sonlight website for this particular product page. You can take a look at it there, and that's where you would go to purchase this curriculum. All right, that's it for this review. I hope you have an absolutely wonderfully blessed day, and remember to always follow the fun.